Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to share with you some easy ideas to do for things inside of your junk journal. They are different types of pockets. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 different ideas that I wanted to share with you guys. These are all just pockets basically. And they're pretty easy. I feel like they're easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share them with you first. And then I will start creating these with you guys. So if you want to stay for that, you definitely can. So the first one I'm going to share here is just like it's a pocket. So I basically used a money envelope and this was avocado dyed. Okay, so it has avocado, it was avocado dyed. I just stuck a little paper in there. And my intentions with this is I can either use it to stick inside of a pocket or I can glue it down. And then what I did is I just layered it just to kind of add some depth to it. And with that, I attached it to a brad. Now, let me just go to the back part of this. This one I am not going to do with you guys just because I don't know where any more of these are and I kind of am short for time today. So, but I just ripped a little paper from a notepad just to kind of make it smaller than this. And then I used another dyed paper. This was coffee dyed, and I just used one of my stamp cutters to cut around it just to kind of give it a different type of edge. And I just did a couple little pieces of paper from one of my scraps. So I added that to the corners. So I can definitely write here. I could write on this one. If this is going to be pulled out of a pocket, I could definitely flip it over and write on the back as well. And then I have this tag here that was avocado dyed, and I just did a cluster, a little piece of ripped book page, the same paper like this, and then I just added some Dollar Tree lace to the top. Now, when I put the brad through, I just put it through the top layer. You can always put something on top of it like tape or something like that. But I'm finding that nothing is catching on it. So that's what I made for the first little idea. I mean, super easy. And you can use this. If you didn't want to do an envelope, you definitely don't have to. You can always just, put a bunch of papers together. You can staple it. You can put a brad. You can put a paper clip. However you want to do it. You can add it into a book. You don't necessarily need this. Then the second one that I wanted to share, I used a music book page. Now this is a vintage music book page, so the page is very, very delicate. So I kind of wish I used a newer music page. So I would suggest definitely using something that's not so old. And then I'll share with you how I created it, but I have turned it into like this little flip. And so the front is a pocket and the back is a pocket. So the back here is a pocket as well. So again, you can definitely glue this in your book and have it just open, and you don't even need a pocket back here. But I intended it for, so that it could go into a pocket. So then I have both the little pockets and then a writing place. But you could definitely glue it down and just have it like, like a flip out. And then I just clustered with some scrap paper that I had. This is a dyed doily. And then again, I used some of my Dollar Tree lace. On the inside, I just used my color dyed paper. So I thought that this one was kind of fun and different. So again, I will say I will not use this old of paper again though for something like this, just because having to put things in and take it out, it's definitely making it harder. But I thought that this was kind of fun. And you could use any type of paper for the backing. Doesn't have to be music paper. The next couple things are very similar, and these are just little bags. And I just, again, made this into a little pocket here. So this is supposed to go sideways like this. And I just put music paper, and then I made a cluster. So this is a sticker. I added a stamp and then I put the little ribbon behind it. I do want to put something small here. I forgot to do that. So I do want to definitely add something right here. And then with this is just a piece of lined paper, and I cut this out from one of my lace pieces. It was a scrap, so I just cut the little embroidered part out so that it looks kind of like a tab. So again, you could glue the back, or you could use this to put into something. I think this one would actually look really nice just like glued in as a side loading pocket. And then this one is very similar, and this one is just like a top loading pocket, but I used the same little bags. I cut some of my little, this isn't lace, I don't know what you would call that, applique maybe, I'm not sure, but I cut it so that it would kind of like, so that it would go over the border of that, just to kind of give it something. And then I cut out a music paper and I just put one of my little plant illustrations on there. I cut it out and I distressed it with the antiquing. And then I just have a couple little paper. They're actually little stickers, but I always like using them just to fill into stuff. But you can definitely use those for layering, clustering, stuff like that. But I used it for a little pocket. So these were done pretty similar. The next thing is just this little trifold. I don't even know what I'd call this. Okay. Oh my goodness. So I literally just used flashcards from Dollar Tree, and I just turned it into this cute little trifold. So you could use this to put into your junk journal. Again, you can glue the back part to where, I mean, you wouldn't be able to have this there because it would have to be glued like that, but you can definitely open it like this. But you would have to do something to keep it folded just because it's the flash card, so it's pretty thick. But I thought that this one was kind of cute, so I'll show you how to do this as well. And the last little idea here is a pocket. So it's more than a pocket though. So I basically did the same thing, but when you open it, you have the writing spaces and then you just have a pocket here. But I was also thinking this could be a pocket. So if you just glued around this, you could have a pocket here and then a pocket here, right? Am I going, let's see what I'm doing here. You have a pocket there, or you can have a pocket here and you can have a pocket there, and that would be kind of cool. So these were really easy to make though. Like I literally just had paper out and I was just playing around. Like I had no idea what I was doing, you guys. I just played around with my paper and this is what I came up with. So let's go ahead and get started on making a few of these. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to make the first one, but we'll start with this little flip out pocket thing. I don't even know what these are called, you guys. So I actually started to do these when I made this. So if I would have known how this was going to turn out, I would have used a different type of paper. So we're just going to go with it though. So basically what you do is you start with a piece of paper. It has to be fairly big if you want it to be this size. Where's my huge ruler? Let me grab my ruler so I could tell you guys. I do not measure anything when I'm working, okay? So just to give you a heads up. But this one here is 5 by 3. So what I basically did was I took this music paper and I folded it lengthwise, but I wanted to make this a pocket, so I didn't go quite to the end. I left about 3/4 of an inch, and you can do this exactly like however you would like. Okay, so that's basically how I started it. Then I folded it in half. Okay, and then I took one piece, you know, the one folded side, and I folded that in half. And then I flipped it over and I folded that in half. Okay, so it opens like this. Does that makes sense. So it was folded like this in half, and then I folded it this way, flipped the whole thing over, and then I folded it that way. So then what I did is I took this and I cut it in half. Let's see if I could do it how I did. I think I used my blade, but I'm just going to go in with this. Okay. So now I just have two of the two pieces. So you can definitely make more than one. Okay, so then I took this and I wanted my corners to be rounded. So then I took this and I just used the larger corner rounder that I have, and I rounded the corners. Okay. Then I just opened it up and I lined the inside with tea-dyed paper. This is color tea-dyed paper, and you can do it however you would like. I'm going to use this because I have it for my next journal, and I'm literally just going to put glue on here, and I'm going to place this on top. And I'm just going to use this glue stick. I have found that this works pretty good and I like it. So it is kind of pricey. It's not like your normal, you know, like school glue. It's very, very sticky. It's kind of hard on this vintage paper because it is so sticky. Hopefully it works. But I'm just going to stick this down as best as I can. I'm just gonna push it like that. And I'm gonna fold it. You don't have to fold it, you could keep it opened, but I'm just gonna do it like this. But you do want to be careful because you don't want to cut the bottom of the music paper, because then you won't have your pocket anymore. Hopefully I didn't just cut the other. No. Okay. And if you know an easier way to do this, definitely do it the easier way, you guys. I tend to make some things difficult, but to me, they don't seem as difficult, if that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to save that for one of my other projects. So now I'm going to cut off the remainder at the top, and then I'm going to go in with my corner rounder, and you could definitely do the corner rounder at the end. Maybe I should have done that after I put this on, because then we could have done it all at one time. But that's okay. So we'll do this again. I could have waited and, you know, did it all at the same time, but like I said, I make things difficult sometimes. Now, before I glue this down, I want to cut the little, these. What are those even called? I don't know. Oh gosh, I gotta put that on there. I feel kind of out of the loop here with recording a journaling with me because I haven't filmed one for a little while. I have to finish my Dollar Tree junk journal, but I wanted to get other content out there for you guys so it's not just repetitive, you know, the same thing. Okay, so sometimes I don't really do things straight or even, so it's really kind of hard for me sometimes, but I try my best, so don't ever judge me on that, okay? I'm working on it. Now, before I glue this down, I am going to want to distress it, because it's really hard once this is glued to try to distress around that. And I'm just going to be using my vintage photo. This is crooked. Or it's like off to one side. There. Okay. So I'm going to gently go around this. This dressing is literally one of my favorite things to do. It just sounds, I don't know the way it sounds. It's just so relaxing to me. Do any of you guys feel the same way? Is that weird to even feel when doing this? I don't know. Something about it though. I really love it. Okay, and then I'm going to go around the bottom just because you can kind of tell that the dyed paper is there, but I just don't want to cut too much of it off. I mean, I could always go back in and glue it. I just don't want to. So I'm going to make it easy on me. And then I'm just going to go around the edges here. Then I'm going to flip it over and I'm basically going to do the same exact thing. I'm thinking I'm going to go like this and I'm just going to kind of go back and forth a little bit right there. There we go. I like that. Okay. I must have missed this side. You can tell that this paper is really old because when I fold it, it looks like it starts to tear a little bit. I don't even know if I was in frame, you guys. I'm sorry if I wasn't for some of that. Maybe I'll edit it out. Okay, I'm going to keep that right there. So now I'm going to glue this part down and I'm going to use my 3-in-1. I love 3-in-1, you guys. I use Tombow Mono, which I do like. I just find that it is a little more wet because it's, you know, it's a water base. Let me see if that, yeah. So it does tend to, you know, make the paper kind of wrinkly. So my 3-in-1 is like my favorite. It's my go-to, except it's really expensive. To me, it's very expensive. This is kind of ripping right there. So I want to put a little, I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. And with 3-in-1, you really have to put your lid back on it after you're done using it pretty quickly because you don't want it to start drying out. Let me open that so that it doesn't glue together. You know what? Let me see. I have scraps. Where are they? Scraps. I have so many scraps, you guys. I have those. And I have all of these. I separated these out though. I organized them. At least I tried to. These, not so much, but we're just going to pull from here. So maybe, uh-oh, what's that? Oh, this is not scraps. This is vintage. I don't know why I have that in there. That's one of my family things. Oh, I could do purple. That'll look pretty. Maybe with that. And then if we could find something kind of pink to bring that together, we'll run with that, you guys. I'm very indecisive, so let's just say we're going with that. I could be here all day going through that trying to find something. All right, so think I got too much already. So I know I want some of the purple in there. Ooh, probably this right here. So I'm just gonna, now this here is a napkin that I decoupaged with some, I think glue, like watered down glue. I think this I actually just used like a PVA glue, probably a school glue. And then I just watered it down with water. And I Mod Podged it to, I lied to you. This is not Mod Podged, you guys. I used freezer paper and I ironed this onto freezer paper. I don't know what I'm talking about. It does feel like decoupage. The only difference is the back. It doesn't really feel because of the, you know, the freezer paper. Okay. Goes like that, right? Okay, so that's garbage. Oh, what's this? Maybe something we're gonna use. Okay. Oh, that's perfect too, because you see how it's so blank there. So maybe. Uh-oh. Okay. I like the frayed look instead of like the clean. Kind of adds to it, you know? So we're just going with that. I'm not going to overthink it because I normally do. And I'm not going to today. Oops. I'm doing that so that this kind of hangs over the side. I should do it while it's open like that. And then I'm going to do that like that. And I think I'm going to distress this. I didn't distress that. I kind of like the white showing on that, but I think I'm going to distress this just a little bit, just to kind of show the edge a little bit better. Oh, I think it was like this. I don't know, something like that. Oh man. I think that that's wrong, but that's okay. And then we're going to do this. It's definitely wrong. I'm almost out of my glue. I think I put glue back there. Okay. And then I'm just gonna put this up there just to add a little something, because I just feel like this edge to this edge is a little too blunt. So I'm just going to add this right there. Maybe like that. This is what it looks like. And then you have your little pocket here at the top. So I think that that turned out pretty cute. Fun. Okay, so is that the first one that we've done? Oh my gosh, I better hurry. You guys, I take way too long. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to share is how to do this. So basically, what I did was I took index cards, and you can take whatever you guys want to do this with. Where are I try to grab all of my supplies ahead of time. So you take 2 index cards. Oh, I grabbed my blank ones. That's okay. You guys get the concept. So if you want your lines or you want blank ones, you're just, regardless whichever ones you have, you're going to want to fold these in half. These are the smaller 3x5s. Oh my gosh, I have glue all over my hands and they're getting on the paper. The story of a junk journaler crafter's life, right? Okay, so now you have 2 pieces that are folded. You're just going to you're just going to glue this to this, just like that. Okay, so I'm just going to use my glue stick. And I'm just going to put a good amount. Oh my gosh, this glue, I feel like this glue is kind of drying out a little bit though. You see how it's like, oh my gosh, this is a fail. Okay, that's okay. It'll still stick together. It's gonna serve its purpose. So we'll be okay. So then you're just gonna push this together. Oh my gosh, you guys, what a disaster. I'm having a glue catastrophe. Glue-tastrophe. You guys see this? Like, this is too much for me. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I have to wash my hands. Okay, so now that this is pretty dry, I mean, there's a little bit of glue there, but that's okay. We are going to put some decorative paper on it. And I don't know which one. Oh, it was this one that I wanted to use for this. So you just really have to glue it onto a paper like this and then cut around it. But I'm trying to center mine so that this is the booklet. And I'm just trying to get it as close to perfect as I can. Because like I said, I do not measure anything. I kind of just wing it, you guys, when I'm journaling. And I feel less stressed, you know, but some people are very like type A when it comes to that, because I'm type A with certain things. But with this, I just kind of like to let myself kind of do what I want, you know what I mean? So hopefully I'm about to do it right, but I'm not even, that's gonna have to be good enough. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna push this down. I have glue there. Now I'm just going to cut around. And like I said, I do not do things straight, but I'm gonna try. I've really been trying, you guys. I've been working hard at it. Okay. Oh, that looks pretty good. I'm proud of myself, you guys. Okay, so I am gonna throw those little pieces of paper away, but I am going to save this because I can definitely use that. So now I'm just going to, where the folds are, I'm going to fold one side in, the first like this, and then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to fold it that way. Uh-oh, it's not perfect. Okay, you guys, so I'm just going to leave it like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, in my eyes at least. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a, what is that? I don't know, a little thing for it to go around. Oh my goodness. Oh, you know what I could probably use is this. I don't like that. That looks pretty. I am going to probably fold this. And I'm going to use this. I folded it just so that it can be a little bit thicker. Okay, then I'm going to glue that together. And you could use anything. If you have something a little thicker, you'd only need just one, but because this music paper is so thin, I'm just gonna do two. I like this side, so I'm going to put this here, but first I'm going to distress it. And then I'm just gonna kind of like push it up like this around the edges just a little bit. Before you glue this down, I would put just a little tiny bit of glue. That might be a little too much. Just in the center there. And then you're going to want to put whatever ribbon or string you're going to use. Under it when you glue it. And you want to let this glue for a minute, like set for a minute, but you don't want it to glue down around the edges. So just kind of lift the edges up while holding it down in the center, and then just put it aside and let it dry. But this will go, you'll be able to wrap it around, and then you'll be able to wrap it around that. And you can cut off any excess string that you do have, but ultimately it will look like this. And you could distress around it. You can add things on the inside, little journaling spaces, stickers. You can embellish it however you would like. You could get really creative with it. So I went ahead and did that. Okay, the next thing I have are these little pockets. Now these, I used these little bags. These I picked up from Dollar General. Not sure if they still have them. I haven't seen them at the Texas Dollar Generals that I've gone to. But I'm just going to make one with you guys. I do have both of these. Let me just take out the little inserts. So I have this one and I have this one. We're going to take one of these. What can I put on here? Let's just use some of my scraps. Oh, look, we could use this. That would look good. Okay, we're going to do this. And I think I'm just going to do it on the front like I did this one. You can always use, you know, decorative paper like this too. You could use scrapbook paper, anything you guys want. Okay, so where's my little ruler? Sometimes my ruler is very finicky. I always move my fingers down the ruler when it's this thin. Uh-oh, I'm cutting some of the words off. That's okay. Because it always rips wrong. So we're looking probably about here. So literally, you guys, I'm just ripping the paper to fit. And it's not going to be perfect. I'm leaving the top like that. And then I'll just tear at the bottom here. And then this can go right on there. Now I have to distress. We'll just put that there. These are 3-in-1. Wonder, you know, we could do a little tiny pocket down at the bottom. That might look kind of cute. Let's see. Make it a little different, because you guys, I mean, you just cluster, so you just use like 3, 4, 5, however many pieces you want to make a cluster with. It's totally up to you. That would be kind of cool to turn into a pocket, don't you think? Let's do that. So we'll just have it go up against the book page. And sometimes this is kind of picky, you know, this type of paper, when you're putting glue and stuff on it. But I have found that it does okay. So we're just gonna stick this right onto there. I kind of want to do it tight, so you kind of want to work your way from the middle out, just so that there's not a lot of room for anything that you stick in the pocket, so that it doesn't like wiggle around. And honestly, I think I just want to put like, I don't know, a piece of lace, or maybe we'll cut this. Oops. Okay. We'll just tear that. I wasn't going to tear it. You know, I don't know. These like ends, sometimes I don't really care for them very much. So let's see if I could cut those off. Or maybe we could just kind of, I would love to do that and add like a, let's do that. Like that maybe. Just gonna cut around instead of trying to tear it again, because that didn't work out very well. But I want to get the hard thread off. Kind of maybe layer that up and then put something in the center there. And I think I'm going to use that right there. These are just ribbons from Dollar Tree. I need to cut off some of that extra little strings. Okay. So I'm just going to stick a dab of glue. Stick this there. Stick another dab of glue. And hopefully this will all kind of hold on to itself. You know what I mean? Or to each other, I should say. I'm gonna let that sit for a second and I'm gonna clean up my mess. Okay, so I found this and I found this in my little stash. So, all my little scraps. So I was thinking that we could just stick this there, and then I can cut out a part of the calendar. Let's see, Elam, what are you doing? We could just go like that. I think that that's pretty cute, just to throw together. All right, so there is this one. So many different ways to do these. Here we are going to make this little pocket book. What is this called, you guys? I don't know. I don't know the terminology. I just know I love to have fun playing with my paper. That is what I know. Okay. So we are going to take a book page. This one's kind of thin. Let me see if I have a book page I can use. Maybe I could use one of, my Reader's Digests are like totally falling apart, you guys. They're so, hopefully they're not too brittle. See, not so pretty though. All right, is that upside down? Yes, it is. Oh, I love this. Is this too brittle? No. Okay, so let's just rip out a page. I'm going to use this for the back part, and then I'm going to use this for the paper, and think I was going to do, no, I was going to do this, I think. Basically, we are just going to want to tear this. You know what I'm missing? I'm like, why does my desk feel like it's missing something while I'm crafting? I don't remember making such a mess on my actual like desk. See all the glue? It's because I don't have my mat on here. And that could be a problem. I mean, my mat is really dirty, but that's okay. We're going to put my mat down. I was really struggling trying to figure out what I was missing, you guys. Okay, so I need this to help me do my tears. Where did I put my little ruler? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so how big did I do this? We'll just do it this direction, even though, okay, so it's up to 4. Okay, so I'm just going to do it the same, but I'm going to rip the bottom off. So I'm just going to line this up because, you guys, this helps me so much. Salem's trying to get into stuff in my craft room. And then this is 8. Okay, so I'm going to rip it from here. You guys could do it however you want. You can use a paper, that you already have. Oh man, I didn't do that very well. I need to stop talking and focus. So I literally just cut out a page that is about, this is 4 3/4 by just shy over 3. Like, it's barely over 3. So you guys could do your own measurements, literally. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is, this is the paper I want in the front. And I want about that much to show on the top. And that is about, I'm telling you guys, I'm not even measuring. As you can tell by my measurements from my book. Look, it's not even measured great. So about 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I'm basically just going to oh my gosh, you guys, I am probably like not the best to teach how to do this. Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? This is going to make it easier. I'm going to glue where I want this to start, and then I'm just going to lay this on top, and we're going to cut around it. That'll probably be the easiest.
I don't know where it is.
Over there in one of those black baskets with my envelopes.
Where's my liquid?
Right here. Do you want the charger too?
No, I need the charger right now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Careful.
Love you.
Love you. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to start it there. So we're just going to take this, because this is going to be the inside pocket, and I'm just going to go straight down that side, the bottom, and I'm going to try to get it pretty close to the edge. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to line it up as best as I can to at least one side. There. Then I'm just going to press down and out. Okay. So I think I'm going to rip because this is torn, you know, so I'm going to tear around this. And I just bought a new ruler from Walmart. I have to do a haul on it though, on my other channel, and I'm so excited because it's a bigger ruler. It's like a normal size ruler. This is my really small one. This is my gigantic one because my kids borrowed my metal one before we moved, and I literally have no idea where it's at, and I didn't find it when I was packing. I haven't found it here, so I think it's gone. So I finally bought myself a new one because it's the perfect length. Okay, so now it's torn. So I like the way that that looks. So now we have this and this, okay? So because I'm gluing this down, I just used masking tape. Wait, is that what it's called? Yeah, I think it's masking tape to tape it down, and that's what I'll do here. And I didn't waste paper here. I literally ripped it and just had it flap over the front. And that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm basically going to take it and measure it. Now you guys do this the best way you guys know how. You know me, I'm crazy. I do it like, I don't know, crazy ways. Some of you guys probably understand though. You guys are probably the same way. Some of you, maybe. I don't know. But we're just going to line it up like that, and I'm just going to fold it over lightly. I'm not going to crease it really deep yet, and I'm going to make sure that it's correct. And it looks, yeah, it looks good. So now I'm just going to take it and I'm going to crease it like that. Okay. Now, because I don't want to waste all this paper, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm just going to rip it to, I don't know, leave like a little tiny bit on there. So I'm just going to measure it up against my little thing here, and I'm just going to go here so that I make sure that it's lined up correctly. Okay, so I'm going to rip it there. Uh-oh. I really have to hold this one down good because it doesn't have like cork or anything on the bottom there. So now this is ready, except I have to cut it so that the height is good. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it like this. And 280 there. And I'm just going to rip it like that. See, this could be another flip-in, and this could actually just be glued down to the inside of a book on that flap, and it could just, you know, so that's a good scrap to hold on to. All of these except for this one. This has some crazy sentences in it, that book. I'm gonna throw that away. So now we have this, and so this is basically gonna be the front cover, right? So next, what I want to do, I glued that down. I should have punched this hole out first. So you guys, before you glue this down, if you want to have, I mean, you could do it with this too, but depending on the size of your pocket, it's kind of hard sometimes. So it is easier to do it ahead of time, but we're just going to do it now. What in the world? Oh my gosh, did that just break? Why did it do that? Did you see that? It got stuck. Does your guys's get stuck like that? That was kind of crazy, huh? Okay, so that is really off to the side. Do you see that? Not good. That's okay though. Okay, we're moving on. I'm not going to dwell on it. So I'm going to leave that like that. I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue the flap to the other paper. So I'm just putting the glue on this side of the flap, the little tiny flap, okay, that we're gluing to the back side of the book paper. And the easiest way for me to do it is to line it up this way. So to kind of push it into the crease of the other paper and just make sure that you are lined up so that you don't see the paper behind it. You know what I mean? The dyed paper, if you guys are using dyed paper. So you kind of just want to line it up like that. You can also just stick it like this, but I just wanted to be sure that you couldn't see it behind here. That's why I did it that way. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my corner cutter and I'm going to use the bigger corner cutter, and I'm going to use that to cut the corner. You can definitely choose whatever size you want, but I like the bigger one on, you know, when it's this size paper. We are going to make another one of these like little, what are those called? Do you guys know? But I think I'm going to use this paper and maybe some writing from the book. So I'm just going to punch a hole out of that. And then I'm going to punch a hole out of this. And I'm just going to cut this in half. Or I could even fold it in half probably. I'm going to take this that I folded in half and I'm just going to glue it. And I'm actually going to use my watery Tombow Mono to do this part. I'm just putting a little bit of glue just to make sure that it stays, you know, stays closed around the seams. And then I'm going to take this and just put glue on one side. And I'm going to take this and I'm just going to glue it to 1/2 of the book page. And then I'm going to kind of like hold it down in the center and kind of bend these up a little bit, just like I did the other one, just to kind of make sure that it will go around it. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to use this silver thread. Is this thread? And just like I did here, I am going to be attaching it from here, and it's just going to go to loop around this way. It's not going to wrap the whole thing because this is going to be glued into one of my books. So I only need about that much, and that's probably too much. So we'll just go like that. And then we're going to take this and I want to make sure that this is kind of centered here and not like the whole page centered. I want it centered right here, as close as I could get it. So around here somewhere, maybe, oops, if I could grab the thread, maybe like right here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here. And I'm going to put the thread. And then I'm going to take some of my masking tape that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to tape it to reinforce it because I'm pretty sure that that glue, sorry if I'm shaking my tripod, you guys. Okay. So next, I think I'm going to use my 3-in-1 for this. And I'm just going to put a little dab right there in the middle. And I'm going to make sure to line it up so that this is centered to that. I'm just going to hold it down and make sure that it's not pressed around so that we can make sure to get it under that once it's dry. Okay, so that's going to dry and then I'll show it to you guys. Okay, so the last thing that I want to do before I forget, because this is pretty much done, is I wanted to distress around the book page. I mean, you don't have to. We didn't distress this either. I forgot all about that. Oh man. Failing, you guys. Failing. That's okay. But it is easier to always distress your stuff before before gluing it all together. Okay. And I'm not going to do this part because I'm afraid it's going to tear. So we'll just leave it like that. This would have looked really pretty if I used like my purple or pink distress instead of the vintage. So just know you don't always have to use the vintage color. I think it would have looked really good with the other. All right, you guys. So let's kind of just look at what we did. So this was the one I shared with you, and this is the one that we did together. I thought that this turned out pretty good. So you would just open it and you have your little pocket. Oh, I actually like that with that. I think I'm going to keep this with that so that I remember. So we have this one. And then this was the original. So these were the ones that I showed you guys. And then this is the one we made together. So we did change them up a little bit. So we have that, and then we have this little pocket here in the front that we embellished. So that's super cute. So this is the one that I shared with you. And then this is the one that we made together. Oops. I think this one turned out pretty cute. I don't know if I like the music paper with this, but it gives it kind of dimension and sets it apart from each other. So we have that. The last one was this one. You have your pocket. Oops. I could get it to tie, you guys. I always feel like such in a rush when I'm showing the video or doing a video with you guys. It's like under pressure or something. And then this is what we made together. So that will be glued. And then what can we stick in this? Let's do this one. So we'll just use this to show what the pocket looks like. And you could definitely stencil. Oh, stenciling would be so pretty in here, and leaving one, either this side or this side for journaling, and then the other side do stenciling. That would look so pretty, you guys. So, I mean, I wouldn't really use this star paper here. It's kind of clashing, but the vintage color looks pretty. So we'll do it this way. I'm going to cut this down just a little bit. I feel like it's too long. So we'll cut that. And then this I would have over there more like that. But that's it for today's video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me. I hope that this gave you some inspiration, some ideas on what you can make with your guys' stuff. I always feel like if you just pull paper and a book out and, like, you know, random supplies, you will always find something to create. I feel like that is the best inspiration, is just getting it out and in front of you, and then you just kind of go for it. But that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you all enjoyed hanging out with me, and I hope that you saw something here again that you would like to do for your own junk journals. Thanks again, you guys. Be safe, be blessed, and I hope to see you in the next one.